The AI, the latest AI debacle in the publishing world is blowing up. An indie author, I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this, you already know this, but an indie author named Mia Ballard had her book picked up by a big publisher. And there was a lot of discourse about this book before it was published. There were some issues with the original cover, and the author, not to name check her, but admitted that she had used AI in the making of the cover. And then the new version of the book, the traditionally published version, was released for review. And then when it was released for review, there was kind of like a public outcry in the review space about how it appeared that book was written by AI. There were Reddit threads, there were very long, in-depth YouTube videos. There's just like a lot of discussion threads, like a lot of discussion about this book. And it all peaked this week when the publisher actually pulled the book. And very little has been said by this author about this. I think that there are claims, like she's saying that her editor ran it through an AI program, and that's where the issue lies. I'm a big NetGalley person, and I happened to request that book on NetGalley sort of like before I was aware of this controversy. And if you're aware of the controversy and you're reading the book, like I became aware of it as I was reading it, your brain does kind of think like, oh yeah, this is AI. But really, truly, there's no way of really knowing. That's the scary thing about it, right? Like, how do we know because AI software is questionable at best. And yeah, it's just like word against word. So how do we know what is being created by AI and what isn't? In 2026, it's very difficult. And I think that authors and publishers are going to come around to this, and Amazon and NetGalley and all these things, and there has to be a statement made. Like, I did not use AI in any way to create this book. In the intro, in the synopsis, before a consumer purchase the book, or even request a book for review, right? Because like if I request a book for review and I'm spending my time, like me personally, I don't want to read anything that is assisted by AI. It's just like, I would rather an imperfectly written human-made piece of art than something created by a robot, and like a robot that has stolen work from other artists. That's really the biggest issue. It's not creating these things, really. It's using work from other artists that was like blood, sweat, and tears. You know the drill. It's the very common like thought. So that's what I think we're going to see, right? Like a consumer deserves to know what they're reading. And if they are reading something created using assisted technology, like using AI technology, then we have to be aware of that. And if you still want to read the book knowing that, and if the author really doesn't have any qualms about using AI, because I know there's a lot of very pro AI like writers and authors out there. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them anywhere. I think some of their like justifications are pretty ridiculous, but because you are stealing from other people. But all that aside, if that doesn't bother you and you want to write using AI, and also you want to read something written by AI, it has to be an honest interaction, an honest exchange of information and money. Because now I'm reading another book on NetGalley. I'm never going to name it. And as I'm reading it, I just feel like, is this book written with AI, like assisted by AI? Like, and I don't want to have to think that. I don't want to have to worry about that. I don't want to have to, and then it might not be. It might just be like, I have a bias now. So if something flows a certain way, I'm going to think something that isn't true. And I don't want to live in that uncertainty, right? Like, unless we're only going to read books that are written pre like 2022, like we do have to figure out a way to discern what's real and what's not. A side note, I sent a page of that book to a writer friend, and they actually don't think it's AI. They think it's just like a poorly written book. So I don't know, right? Like it's just different perceptions. A book that maybe not poorly written is the right word, but a book that could have like maybe used, I just sent one page, um, that could have used maybe like some developmental and line editing. Yeah, but what do you think? Like, how do you think that we're going to deal with this as both a writing community, a reading community, and how is the publishing business, which is a business about like money and profit and dollars and monetization, how are they going to figure out this problem? Change of venue. I've come into my house, but I just wanted to add one more thing. Um, I in no way endorse like the bullying and like the dog pile that's like happening with this author. Um, she lost her publishing contract. Her book's been pulled. Like, it's enough. We don't need to like tarnish somebody's mental health to the point of oblivion. Like the online toxic book talk, booktube, Reddit community. Like, we need to take her down a notch. But I just want to like preface that. Like, I don't think it's worth ruining someone's life. That's all.